some shit will go down. Somebody will get sick in the thing, you know what I mean? So overcrowding in a small loft is also not good because guaranteed you're going to pick up a problem somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
Feather lice, fucking if you got salmonella, then everyone's going to have salmonella. It just goes and goes and goes and goes.
Oh, yes. So with grit, how many times do you give them in a week?
I give my always
Always
have grit.
every day.
Always. They always have grit. If it's empty, I fill it up. Unless if they're sick, so black grit absorbs all the toxins.
Oh, yes.
So, but if let's say for instance, I do have a problem, I see 2 or 3 birds, I figure out, I phone him Tommy as well. Tommy,
Yeah.
die Dayflex, send him a picture. He says to me, oh, it looks to him like this. I say, okay, Furazol. Then I'll take the grit away for a day. The next I'll start Furazol and do all my birds somewhere one shot. Then introduce the grit again past a few days later. Because you give medicine with black grit, the black grit is just going to absorb all the medicines up in there.
Oh, shucks. Oh, got it. Nice. So you're not flying club at the moment. Are you
I'm
club?
flying with SAF. What are they called? You know Sparks Axel,
Oh yes, I've heard of him.
the world champ.
Yeah.
No, there's a WRV. What are they called? It just sent us.
WVRD.
No, WRV apparently. I don't even know that. Yeah. And then the union.
WRV.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
union
yes.
was
SAV.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
But SABRU.
Oh.
That was our union, yeah. But like I said, this last year's breeding was the first time I actually bred now. So will I win a competition this year? Probably not.
Is it?
No, well, maybe if because they're developing so well. They really getting into it. I'm quite happy with the results so far. Still babies, all 2022s.
Okay, I don't know. Can you explain to me, like, how do you count your points in Birmingham's? Like, how do you count your points?
So you're talking about World Cup?
When you judge it, World Cup rules, when you judge it.
I'm the wrong person to ask. I understand it, but it's like if five birds must roll at the same time, you get points, and then 5, 6, 7.
There's a point
Yes.
for break, there's a point for grouping, and then there's a point for
Quality and depth.
quality and
There's actually
depth, yes.
it's quality and depth. So, but that's the thing they write afterwards. That's just a multiplier. Quality and depth is a multiplier after it. Your birds roll and you get a raw score, whatever it is.
Yes.
Then they take the 2 multipliers. I think they multiply by each other and then multiply the score by what they get. Then you get your score. Yeah. So, but yeah, when 10 birds roll, it's 2 times the score. When 15 or more, it's times 3, whatever the score is, what they give you. I mean, for that roll. And then 20 birds roll together, it's times 20 times 4. But that has never happened in World Cup. There's never been a 20 bird break in the history.
Okay. No. Wait. Let's back up a little
Sorry.
bit. Let's back up a little bit. What you just said now. I don't know if you know, he's American. Who's this guy? I think he was top 5 of the best in America. He's best. He flies Birmingham rolls. They fly, and then they break.
Yes.
Like they just hit the wall.
That's
and
what
then
you
they
want.
all roll at the same time.
Yeah.
His name is who's this guy? He's good.
But it's very difficult to see.
Setups, stuff like
It's
that.
probably difficult to see. It might look to you like everybody's rolling.
Oh,
But,
yes.
but some of them might just do
Oh,
a
yes.
switch or a flip,
Oh,
and then
yes.
there must be 6 birds that roll perfectly. The judge will see it and say 6. You'll think it's 20, but it's, yeah. Like remember, these things must turn over backwards, like perfectly. No switch in the roll.
Yes.
And as they kick open, they must go straight back into the kit. They can't open in the wrong direction.
Okay, so let's say if you're training, and then in your training, and then you find a bird that is busy switching up in your kit, do you remove that bird, and then after removing it, and then put it in the second kit to train it later on, or get rid of it or something like that, or do you give it another chance, maybe bring it back maybe some time or later? What do you do?
So if I identify the bird that's switching and doing all of that, I'll first investigate why. Why is he doing it? If he's never done it before, why is he doing it now? So a bird that does it from the start, that will go to B team and see if eventually becomes right. But if a bird that rolls perfectly, all of a sudden now it's switching in the roll, opening upside down, investigate, open the wings, see if he's dropped his flights, is there new flights hurting him, did he bump 2 days before, or so there might be a reason, but if you can't find a reason, then move him out to your B kit and just fly him and see if it comes right. And if it doesn't come right, don't breed it. You don't want to breed that into your birds. You don't want a switching thing.
So, okay, is it possible for someone to fly a kit, a consistent kit, maybe for 2 years, straight up, not switching, don't remove anything, but just fly a kit probably like this for 2 years straight?
Personally, my opinion, I don't think so. Because birds are just like athletes. Yes. It will come in a year where you fly them, they'll have their peak, they'll have a chance where they're not in their peak form anymore, so you have to see, okay, this bird now is flying too high or something, he's underperforming, then you switch out. I honestly think, because if you can get that right, you'll be unbeatable.
Oh, so you're saying our sport is just mainly about selection?
Yeah, I think so. Training, selection, and observation. I mean, you mustn't chase your birds out, look at it for 5 minutes and say, I'll make coffee now. From those birds fly to the floor, you must look at them, identify who's the troublemakers, who's not flying in the kit, what are they doing? Saying, oh, just this bird, now he's too deep. As the years go on, because it does happen with birds, they'll do a certain thing as youngsters, and as they go older, they might either become shorter, too long. We've seen it happen, and then you say, okay, but now let's put you.
That's possible.
I think 100% we've seen it. When my dad was doing it, I saw it happen. I saw it happen. Birds get either shorter, longer. They can stay constant. You can have a bird that's your top oak that performs every day.
I was in a group and someone raised that question: is it possible for a bird to become, if it was long, then it later becomes shorter? I couldn't answer that question because I didn't have enough information and haven't been a newbie in the sport. So it was just something else.
Like I said, in my opinion, and what I've seen through all the years, it can happen. It might be for some reasons, it can become shorter, it can come back to what it was. So many variables. It's like, I mean, that bird might have like a cold for a day, or he'll be sick for a little bit, or doesn't matter, he's old now, he's tired, his longevity was 4 years. And now he's flying 5 years, now in his 5th year, now he's not doing what he used to do as a youngster, or you know what I mean, the year before. It can happen for sure. I mean, a guy who runs sprints can't do it for 20 years. Eventually he'll.
Now that's the way to drive the point home.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, type for you. What is type? I know we're gonna have it in another video. What is type for you? Type.
Okay, so type, if I hope I don't butcher this, but type is obviously, if you say that's a Birmingham roller,
yes,
you must look at it and say, yes, that's a Birmingham roller. You mustn't look at it and think, oh, is it the SA distance roller? Is it a, what type of thunder? Type, as we can see, yes, that's a Birmingham. It is. And then we get deeper into it. When you look at the standard of the type of the bird, and then you can now start seeing, okay, the head must look like this, whatever. But type is, you look at it, okay, it's a Birmingham. You mustn't look at it and think to yourself, I don't know.
Okay, so tell me, would I be wrong if I said, for me, type is structure, the way the body, the bird is built?
Yes, the way it looks.
Oh,
what you can see.
So is it for cocks and hens? For cocks and hens, is type different? Where else with cocks it's supposed to be masculine, or with hens it's supposed to be more what's this? A bit smallish.
No, I don't think so. The hen, so you do get a hen is just a little bit smaller, not the smallest, but a little bit smaller than what a cock is. Okay. Then you do have what you see. You're not sure if a hen is a cock or a hen. It's a hen that looks like a cock. That's also something that's not desirable. A hen must look like a hen. You don't want a cock bird that looks like a hen as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, got it.
There's a little bit of a size difference. I'll show you the standard pictures that's there in my lure print. But yeah, it's I think.
Can you please handle one now, just to show me?
So I've seen guys handle birds some funny ways. Eh?
I was about to go there. I've seen on Facebook guys they handle birds somehow. So I wanted you to show me, and then you give me and you tell me how to handle it, or what to do and expect, and then we get it on tape.
Okay, so
that
let
the guys-
me get an old bird, because these young ones are still a bit rowdy. They still don't, you know what I mean? These ones are chill.
Those ones are tough.
You also feel this size. I don't know if you have any different size birds you've handled.
Okay.
So for me, it's just okay. So it starts with chest against your belly or wherever you hold it.
Okay.
This on the back. Oh, sorry. So it's against your chest like this. This
Okay.
hand, you can hold it. Oh, there's people do it like this, but you hold the legs over its back, and this hand's just for support, just to hold it. You don't need it, but I mean, just to make the bird feel more comfortable. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's secure. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. So that's how you hold the bird, and not guys like this or on the wings. Secure the bird. Eventually they'll get so comfortable with you. Okay, he's just being. They get so comfortable that eventually you don't even have to hold them.
Oh,
You know what I
shucks.
mean?
I like the temperament, by
yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, so that's basically that.
So to say that's the only proper way to hold it, to handle it.
Yet again, my opinion, what I've been learned, and obviously you can see the bird is relaxed in my hands. It doesn't feel like it needs to fly away. Promise you, if you hold it like this and you let this hand go, it's gonna go. Hold it on its wings. I mean, would it be lucky if I hold you on your arms upside down the whole time? No, it's not gonna be very nice. You know what I mean?
Got
To make
it.
the bird feel
Comfortable.
It's not your pet, but it's still the animal. You must look after it. You must make it feel secure. You know what I mean?
Wait, so is it safe to assume that you gotta treat birds like humans, so to speak? Like what I mean is, like you were making an example of athletes now. Like it cannot perform at its peak at a certain age, because obviously after. So even with the handling, like human beings, we don't like being handled some type of way. So it's the same thing with.
Yeah, no, 100%,
Okay, can I
100%.
poke holes on that?
Yeah, for sure.
I know people who fly kids that are 3 years old.
Yeah.
What about them? Because those birds are like probably old.
No, 3 years old is still a young bird, man.
Is it?
Yeah, Spark Axel flies birds in his kid 7, 8 years old.
What?
You guys need to go to him. Yeah, I think the oldest one I saw in his kid was 8, up to 5. You know what I mean?
And
So
how's their performance?
he's, I think, breeding and obviously the line and how long he's been working on his family. Okay, so this is might contradict myself, but they still perform. They still do very well. You know what I mean? So,
Oh,
for instance, his birds or whatever. Not saying that it is so. Can maybe when they're 10 years old, okay, then they're old. You know what I mean? My birds, if a bird, for instance, gets 5 years, okay, then he's old. It all depends. A lot of factors. A lot of factors in why, how long, what's their longevity, and each bird's longevity is different. So I mean, that's why maybe a person has got 2 birds that's 8 years old, but where's all the other 18? They didn't last. You know what I mean? They got too old for the thingies, became breeders. So all depends on the bird itself, the individual.
Oh, okay. On that same note, you said longevity and stuff like that. Is it possible for someone to extend the bird's life expectancy
For sure.
by you supplementing them with probably grades and other things you can buy at the pet shop or pet store?
No, for sure. I think first of all, you must keep them healthy. You know what I mean? Clean water every day. Make sure the water is outside the loft. There's no poo in it. The
Okay.
food-
Can we put
Yeah, like like I talk to people and move and forget.
all good.
Okay, so yeah, you're
Longevity.
still longevity. Is it possible with minerals and stuff like that?
I think if you keep your birds not healthy, and they're always, you know what I mean. It's difficult. Obviously, nobody is perfect,
Yes.
and I think also genetic traits that will determine how long that bird will be able to fly or be in. That's what I think. Honestly, in my opinion, and I've seen it. You know what I mean.
Got it.
So it all depends. It's not like a pinpoint we can say is that's why that will keep your bird flying for 10 years, whatever.
Got it.
It's alles in his background, the genetics he's got from his parents, whatever. It's like if you think of a sprinter or a long distance athlete, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That sprinter is because his parents were probably sprinter. If you take a sprinter and a long distance athlete, bring them together, doesn't mean how the person's gonna be a middle distance runner. You know what I mean? So it all depends on that. I think it's also to do with the bird history, family, and all those type of things.
Got it. Can you please handle two birds, two types of cocks that you think are different according to you? Two types, just two. No, it's supposed to be like this. It's proper like that. That's what I need.
So this one is the more desired type, like I explained earlier.
Yes.
But look at the standard and whatever of the bird, you can see it's a muscle cock.
Okay.
And you know, this bird for me in the sky rolls very, very well, and he's consistent. You know what I mean? He can handle the roll, everything is fine. So this is desired for me, should be for anyone. A bird that's got a bit more head, a bit more body, kill closed, back to the ASBN, whatever it's called in English.
Okay.
And then if I take a bird that also rolls very amazingly.
Okay, I have a question based on what you said now. That bird, you said something. Let's say you're flying that bird in a kit, and then all of a sudden it started not kitting anymore. Like, what do you think causes that? For a bird to be proper all along, and then later on it never kits, or it never goes back to the kit.
It's like the same answer I gave you earlier. Is it a molt? Is his tens growing out? Is he sore? Did he bump when you didn't see when he bumped? You know what I mean?
Oh,
he
yes,
made a
I
mistake
remember.
somewhere, now his head is a bit sore. And if it's none of the above, then put in your B team and see, or your C team and see if it ever comes right.
What would make you remove a bird from your kit?
There's two things. So like I just said, if a bird all of a sudden does get funny and I checked all the tick boxes and nothing suits, I'll take them out. Another thing is, if I breed, so let's for instance, this bird,
Yes.
I bred a son out of him. Now I'm starting to fly the son, and the son performs better than he does.
Yes.
I'll take him out and replace him with his son.
Oh, got it.
And then in the same with in the stock. If I breed, the father isn't there, but I bred a son that's better. The
Yes.
father can either come back to the kid or must go, because you improved on the dad. Or same with hens. If you got bred a better hen than what a mother is, then you replace the daughter with the mother, take the mother out, fly again, or help someone else. That's
Got
basically
it.
So to come back to your type question, the one I hold now, and this one, also yes, type's okay, looks like a Birmingham. This is mostly what I've seen. The type is that a lot of guys fly, you know what I mean, a little bit smaller head compared to that. Body still feels more or less the same, but it's definitely, if I put them side by side in my walkie, you can see there's a difference. You know what I mean? This one's a little bit smaller in some aspects than I'd like, or what the standard said it should be. That's actually the right way of saying it.
Okay, so if I may ask, would you prefer flying smaller cocks to bigger cocks in your kit?
Doesn't matter. It's all about the roll.
Is it?
That bird rolls. Remember, I don't know what they look like when they're there. They all look the same to me then.
Got
But if I
it.
do have a little bit of a smaller cock.
Because I've heard people, there are myths or whatever I would call them out there, where people say that you Birmingham rollers need to be small. The smaller the better. If they're small, they will give you quality.
Either small,
Yes.
then big. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So, I mean, you can breed them massive. I mean, if I take and you get some of your cocks in hens, if they sit in the stock cock for too long, they stool. So they become a little bit more chunky, bigger bird. It's going to take a few weeks to get that bird back into its style. But if you talk about type, all the birds must be to the standard. So yes, some of them might be bigger than other, but doesn't matter if they roll. But I'll never take a bird, smaller hen, breed them together, because then we'll keep breeding small ones. I'd rather try to improve on its type. take a little bit of better looking bird and whatever, match them, like I said to you. I mean, for me to pair up birds take a whole weekend. It's not a one day thing. I sit with them, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, there's obviously smaller, bigger. It's just
I think with the Americans, that's where it comes from, where they'll tell you there's a masculine cock and then there's a masculine hen and stuff like that. And masculine is for breeding, and then the smaller one is for flying. I think that's where it comes from.
And they believe in that. But I mean, you get the ideal size or ideal type,
Yes.
which is the standard, and then you get some birds that are either smaller than the standard or bigger than the standard. But you must work towards what the bird should look like. Doesn't matter if it rolls and it's amazing, cool. You can always try to breed the babies back to the standard what they should look like. Like, you know, that picture I showed you.
Got it.
Just breed them back to that. And eventually, if you can get all your birds to look like it, then what's the difference? I mean, small hens, bigger hens, they might roll the same, like I said to you earlier, but how long can that one do it for 10 minutes compared to the one that actually is a bit more like the standard said it should be? You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah, I
got
suppose
it.
it's
Okay,
yeah.
so tell me, according to you, based on what you just said now, what would be your standard? Like, what is it that you look for in a bird? What is your standard? A bird is supposed to be what attributes that needs to be in a bird for you to say, I'm using this bird to breed or this bird to fly.
Okay, so roll must be your number one priority
Got it.
when it comes to Birmingham's. Well, any bird, SA, roll number one.
Yeah.
Hand in hand is the type like the photos I showed you.
Yes.
So they must. Who can I say? The role obviously number one. So you select them. How you're gonna breed them while they're flying. Then I will take them to that picture. I'll compare all of my birds to that picture I showed you,
Got it.
and then decide do they match each other. Then I'll sit with one cock and I say against three possible hens, and start matching them to each other. You know what I mean? To get. And then hopefully the babies are what you hoped for, if you know what I mean.
Got it.
Yeah. So there's type and role is hand and number one most important.
Okay. Still on that question. Is there difference between flying birds and breeding birds? By that I mean, let me expand my question a bit.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
By that I mean, would you breed a bird that you've never seen in the air?
No.
You'd never.
Ever.
So you're saying that you don't use that because I know there's a system where people just select a bird from
On this pedigree.
pedigree. They'll just select and be like, I know this bird comes from good stock. Because it comes from good stock, it's going to give me offsprings that are proper because it has
Yeah,
genes and blood that is proper.
but it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. I mean, yes, he might have the pedigree. It might be the blood is there.
Yes.
But now, how do you know how it rolled? Is it a 2-second roll, perfect roll? Is it a 1-second switches? You don't know. It doesn't mean that baby will be exactly like the mother or father. Never.
Got it.
You know what I mean? You have to fly to see what the bird is in the sky to decide yes. Because now, this was that baby would have never. It rolls half a second, and you know it makes mistakes. You don't.